welcome to the EarthtonesGirl channel. My name is Denise, and this is Earth Vlog number 62. It's been a while, I know, but I'm back, and I'm so happy to be here with you all. To returning viewers, thank you for sticking with me. It has been 2 months. We'll get into why in just a bit. To all of the new viewers, there are quite a few new subscribers here. A big open arms welcome to you. I'm so happy that you're here. I'm happy to be here. I hope you all are too. My gosh, I feel so rusty. 2 months. What a difference 2 months makes. Wow, I really feel out of practice, but that's okay. You know what? I'm just gonna talk, and I'm just gonna go with it. Today is Thursday, December 30th. I really wanted to make some time and check in with you all and tie up some 2021 ends tie up some loose ends before the year ends. And here I am. I hope you've all been well. So what's been happening here? Why have I been gone for so long? I know I don't owe anyone an explanation, but that said, I love this space and I love all of my subscribers so very much, and I just want to fill you in. So where have I been? What's been happening? A couple of days before Thanksgiving, let's just start. A couple of days before Thanksgiving, I was going to do something else, but never mind. A few days before Thanksgiving, my son had to be taken to the hospital. And we had an emergency situation with his health. He's fine now. It's under control, but it wasn't at the time, and it was really, really scary. And I did post something very briefly on Instagram that, you know, I had been thrown a curveball and there was some stuff going on with my son, but I didn't go into detail. And just for the sake of his privacy of our family, I'm not going to go into all the details of what happened, but suffice to say, it felt really, really scary. We were in the hospital for 3 days. We came out on Thanksgiving night, really late that night we were discharged, and didn't really have a Thanksgiving on the day, but we did make up for it with family over the weekend, so that was really lovely. And then we've spent the last 2 months, or a month and 3 weeks basically, learning a new language and getting used to his condition and how to take care of him, learning how to take care of him. It's been doctors and equipment and stuff. It's just been a lot of stuff. And social media, Instagram, the channel here, all sort of just took a back seat, and it had to. I didn't have the space. I didn't have the energy. I didn't have the presence of mind to be here and to share. I was depleted, and the tiny little bit of energy that I did have, I put 150% of it. There wasn't much, but I found that much to put into him and my daughter and my husband, and keeping this as calm as possible. And everybody was in a heightened state of emotion. It was a really challenging time. I choose my words carefully because words have power, and it was challenging. I could almost say hard. It was kind of hard at times, but we pulled together, we rallied. My husband and I are incredibly good together on a good day, but we're even better together when things are not good. And especially when it's a medical situation, the two of us are very good at working together, listening, keeping ourselves calm, trying as best as we can to take the emotion out of things. And because if you let that fear and that anxiety and all of that and the emotions really start to take over, you can't hear what's going on. And we really needed to hear and to be present. So because of that, I just pulled into this space, and I couldn't be here. I pulled into this space, not this space. And I know everybody will understand that. Aside from privacy, while I'm in a much, much better place about all of it, I'm not really ready for comments and shared experience and shared stories. Maybe down the line, but just not right now. But I did want to say that was one of the reasons why I sort of went ghost, so to speak. And it's interesting what I learned about myself and what I need and what I want going forward because of this experience. And I'm going to talk about that more in the new year, but it taught me a lot. It really, really did. So fast forward, we're now back on our feet. We feel like we're settling back into a rhythm. My kids CJ's back in school. It was good. So then a couple of days before Christmas, so yes, we are decorated for Christmas. It is still the season. But a few days before, 5 days before Christmas, guess what? We had an unexpected visitor come by. I'll give you one guess. I'm laughing about it, but it's not funny. But the only thing you can do in a situation like this is try to find the humor, or the fear will take over. But we all came down with COVID. Yes, we did. I thought we were careful. We were as careful as we possibly could be. We had made it through all of 2020 and just about almost all of this year without it, without contracting it. And unfortunately, someone decided not to play by the rules where my husband works and brought it into the office, which was then brought out and sent out to many, many homes, ours being one. So my husband came down with it first, and it was a domino effect. We tried everything. We were double masked, triple masked when we were cooking. We were wearing gloves. I swear we were breathing in Lysol. There was so much of it in the air and on surfaces. We ate in shifts, so only one person had their mask off at a time to eat. We confined the kids pretty much to their rooms, and it still plowed right through us. I'm sure because of the speed with which this is traveling, that many of you may be experiencing this. I hope with all my heart not. It's not fun, but compared to what we saw on the news and heard from people last year, we were very, very fortunate to get all of us were very fortunate to get very mild cases of it. We're all vaccinated, we're boosted, all of that. And so I'm practically back to 100%. I get a little tired in the afternoons, like evenings, but I think that happens to me normally. My husband still has a bit of a cough, considering he got it first. His 10 days of isolation is technically over, or almost over, maybe tomorrow. Anyway, it doesn't matter. But he is still probably the one that's still showing symptoms. He still has a bit of a cough and is just still feeling really tired. It all affects everybody differently. There were certain symptoms that both of us shared, a lot of body aches. My daughter had a lot of nausea. My husband and son had headaches. My whole body just hurt. Oh my gosh, like a flu 10 times over. It was bad, but it only lasted for a couple of days, which was really good. I'd say honestly about 48 hours. And then the body pain went away and I started to feel better. So, that's what we dealt with. Needless to say, it was just the four of us for Christmas. No one could come over. My mom and my sister and family were dropping things off for us, food for us, because we couldn't go out to go shopping. So they took turns bringing us meals and leaving supplies and groceries outside for us. What an experience. I mean, lockdown, yes, the stores were closed, but I could still go out well dressed and prepared. I could still go out and shop for myself. There was no chance of that. We really stuck with the protocol. We adhered to it. We were very respectful of and conscientious of not wanting to spread this even further. yeah, it was an experience. So Christmas here was really very, very quiet. It was the first, we didn't even, last Christmas, last year, we still had my mom and dad, my sister and brother-in-law over. We sort of kept our distance in the room and opened gifts. We didn't eat dinner together, but we were still together and opened gifts and spent a little time, and then everybody left. So on the day itself, we were still sort of together. This year it was just the four of us. And while that was hard to not be with family, there was also something very cozy about it, and reminded us of what's important, reminded us of what we need to be focusing on or refocusing on. I mean, I'm very attached to my children. I'm very into my children. If you've been watching the channel for a while, you know that. But this brought us to a different level. And strangely enough, I'm honestly grateful for it. It taught me what was important and how to prioritize, how to take care of myself. It was interesting. It's been a really, really moving, I can't think of the other word. It'll come to me, but life-changing 2 months for us here. Really, really has. And it may sound odd, but I'm actually really grateful for the experiences. I really am. So that's been the last 2 months, 11 minutes in. But yeah, my smile is back. For the first time since all of this started, I actually feel like myself. I feel calm. I feel centered, which I haven't felt in a long time. There's been like this constant flutter in my chest, like I'm nervous all the time and anxious all the time. And that has finally started to subside. I'm sure I will have more moments again, but it's nice to feel calm again, calm enough to be able to sit here. I mean, I feel rusty to talk, but it still feels good to be able to be here and to chat with you all. So, yeah, that's what's been happening. So, okay. I know you wanted to catch up with me, or I hope that you didn't mind that I caught up with you all for a little bit. I do have some knitting to share. It's interesting. I remember reading a long time ago about a very popular knitter who said in one of her memoirs that when her husband passed away, and we didn't face anything nearly that serious, but when her husband passed away, the one thing, her one comfort evaded her, and she wasn't even able to knit. And interestingly enough, I did get a couple of stitches in, but I didn't even have the presence of mind for more than a few stitches at a time. I was just so tired. I mean, I would sit at the dinner table and I was practically like dozing off with the fork right here. I was just so tired, but did get a little bit of knitting done. So I'm going to share that with you. And I also have a giveaway. I want to say thank you to everyone who has subscribed to the channel. I don't think have I ever done a giveaway here on the channel? I think I've talked about giveaways and directed people back to Instagram, but I've never done one exclusively for the EarthtonesGirl YouTube channel, and I'm really excited to bring that to you. So I'll show that to you in a little bit. Yeah, I want to say thank you to everybody who has subscribed here, who have taken my classes, my No Fear Sock Knitting classes, who've commented and supported and encouraged and just shared time with me in this space. And I want you all to know how grateful I am for that. This has been, with the exception of the challenge of the last 2 months, it's been a really good year here on the channel, and I think a good year for EarthtonesGirl in general. Good things coming for 2022, but you know what? We'll get there when we get there. There's a couple of days left, so I'm just going to stay in the moment and stay here. So let's pause for just a sec, and I am going to get my giveaway and share some knitting with you all. I'll be right back. So last time I was here, I shared with you a whip that I was working on. It was a pair of socks by Woolens and Nosh, and I finished them. Here they are. Oh, look at that, you guys. Oh, focus, focus. Is it gonna focus? It's not focusing. There it goes. Oh, there it is. There it is. Oh, it's not focusing. Okay. I'm trying this new feature on my phone, so I'm still playing with it and getting used to it. But I will hold them back here so you can still see them. And here they are. Oh, I just love these so much. Oh my God. There we go. Okay, I got it. I figured it out. There we go. Oh, look at these. These are Dear Great Pumpkin by Woolens and Nosh. As you can see, I did an afterthought heel on here. And oh my gosh, I posted a picture of these on Instagram and I said Michelle is the dyer's name. She absolutely nailed it because I have a copy of the DVD for the Great Pumpkin Charlie Brown. And she absolutely nailed the colors. Oh, there it is. Focus. Okay. So yeah, I did Soxoploration. I changed the stitch count. I think I talked about this last time, from 64 stitches to 60. This is on her Targi base. So this yarn is a little bit thicker. It's a little bit of a heavier fingering weight. So I changed the stitch count from 64 to 60, and it just made the sock a little bit more snug. And then divided the heel. I did the afterthought heel. Sorry, no, I didn't divide. I did a few plain rounds, about 4 rounds plain before starting the decreases on the heel. And as you can see, there you go. Look at that. Almost perfect. So here they are. Love them. Got these finished. Yeah, let's pop these off the blockers. Oh, something. Oh, it's myself. I'm going to decline that. Sorry, guys. Forgot to put this on airplane mode, but that's okay. Yeah, let's pause so that doesn't happen again. Hang on. So sorry. Yeah, you know what? There's never a good moment to record. So I just said, you know what? This is life. This is not Steven Spielberg making a movie. This is Denise sitting in her living room, in her dining room, just chatting with you all. So there will be interruptions. So another FO that I have to share. I love these. Let me roll up my sleeve so you can see it. Oh, there's a peek. I wanted a little palette cleanser from Socks and pulled out my old trusty reliable go-to mitten pattern. And here they are. Look at those. Oh my goodness. Look at that. Let's pull back a little bit. Perfect. These are my Everything November mitts. Love them so much. And this mini set, again, Everything November mitts. And this mini set, there you go. Look at that. Oh, look at how beautiful. These colors are just gorgeous. Oh, there we go. Well, it's still playing with it, but anyway, these colors are so beautiful. This is from a set that I had. Let me take off my watch. It's by, I think there were 5 colors. Let me see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 colors. 5 colors. I think 5. I repeated 2 of the colors twice. So this mini set is by Spur, S-P-U-R, Spur Creek Farm. I tried finding her I bought this set, oh my gosh, 2-3 years ago, and tried finding her on Instagram and found her, but then for some reason I wasn't able to link to her. So I don't know if her shop is still open or what. I will put the name of the yarn down below. And again, I've had this in my stash for quite some time, so I don't know if this colorway or this set is still available, but there it is. Oh, there we go. There it is. There it is. But I love them. Everything November mitts, super duper simple pattern. It's a 3x1, if you can see there. Come on, folks. There we go. It's a 3x1 ribbing with this gorgeous, there we go, gorgeous shaping here. I don't know if you can see that on the thumb. This is my new, not my new, because I found this pattern. It was first published last winter and I fell madly in love with it. It's Everything November Mitts by Jen Yard. And on Instagram, she's Everything Shapes Us. I will link to her down below. And I just whipped these up in a few days. I just wanted a quick project. The weather was starting to change. It was fall and I just wanted something to keep me warm. And I love them. So yep, that was another FO. And what else did I have? Oh, okay. Okay, so this is the Cozy Knitter, who is Christina, who lives up in Canada. She did her 24 stripe Advent skein, and this was her 4th year doing it, and I've been very fortunate to have all 4 years. This is year 4, and I was able to get all 4 years of all 4 skeins from the last 4 years, and they are so beautiful. I don't know how she keeps like one-upping herself, but these really are just, oh my gosh. Look at these, you guys. Look at those. Oh my gosh, look at those colors. Oh, come on. Focus. There we go. I don't think I'm being patient. I need to just stay still and let it focus. Oh, you know what? It's trying to pick up the pictures. There we go. You know what? It's all good. You can still see them. This is an experiment here that I'm doing with this camera. So again, pardon me for all of the little technical glitches, but you won't know how to use something until you start using it. So 24 stripe Advent skein. These are my Advent socks. They are done. I did contrasting the cream color for the heat cuff, heels, and toes. This is my Malabrigo Natural. That is my go-to. It does not have any nylon in it, but it is my go-to. I absolutely love it. And here they are. Love them so much. And I was able to finish on time. And this is actually exactly 24 stripes in the skein. It's perfect. And I was able to split right between, I think I did 13, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 13 stripes on the leg, and then 11 on the, yeah, you'd think I'd be able to do that math, but yeah, no. And then 11 on the foot. So when I finished with the last stripe, I wasn't quite ready to start the toe. So I just did a little bit more white. That's why the toe looks a little bit bigger than usual, because I just did more rounds to make up the difference until I got the toe to the decrease point. So I just used a little bit more of the white, but here they are. Love them. So yes, these were finished on time. So not a tremendous amount of knitting, but I'm so happy with my projects, really, really happy with them. And I did the classic Christmas Eve cast on. That is, where is that? Here we go. Let me show you. I've got one done. So Danny of Little Bobbins, she's Little Bobbins on Instagram. I'm not sure if she still has a YouTube channel or has a YouTube channel. I think she did. But a few years ago, 4 or 5 years ago, she started a tradition, whatever word you want to attach to it, a little unofficial cal to cast on a project, usually socks, on Christmas Eve day, whether that's early in the day, depends on where you are in the world. I used to cast mine on in the evening. On Christmas Eve, this past Christmas Eve, there wasn't a lot going on, so I was able to cast on a little earlier in the day, and I completed a sock. Here it is. There it is. Is it still focusing? Okay, I'm just going to keep it here. There we go. Got it. So here it is. I am so in love. There is still a little stitch marker there, just so I remember how many rounds before I started the toe. That's why that's still sitting there. And here they are. Here it is. I love this. so much. Look at these colors, you guys. Oh my gosh. I can't with these colors. They're so gorgeous. Oh, this is called Vintage Christmas, and it is by Tiny Human Knits, Laura of Tiny Human Knits. And what I love is the repeated sort of dark tan color that is repeated throughout the sock. So it's a 6 stripe. The colors, there's 6 colors. 6, yeah. There's 6 colors with the cream color in between. I love them so much. And this name of this color, which matched this stripe, is called Dark Cherry or Black Cherry, I think this is called. There we go. Is Black Cherry. And I happen to have a skein of this that I just bought from her website a couple of years ago and pulled it out to see if it would match, and it matched perfectly. So it did not come with a contrasting mini. I just happened to have the mini in my stash, and like I said, it just matched perfectly. So here it is. So I've got the second one going, and I had a little bit of a little tiny bit of a hard time. I was trying to, okay, if you've been here for a while, you know I like my stripes to match. It gives me a little bit of anxiety when they don't. So I had to play around with the skein a little bit because I realized when I wound this cake, I wound it in the wrong direction. I should have started from the inside. No, I should have started from the outside, so that would be on the inside, and the inside would be on the outside. So I had to play with it a little bit to get the striping to match. Here we go. Yeah, but now I've got it. So it'll match. There we go. Perfect. So I stayed up way too late last night playing around with the striping on this. This is just what I do. I sit there and I play with my yarn. So I actually had to, which some of you may find wasteful, but I will still use it. I actually had to wind off a good portion, and I'm pulling from the center, had to wind off a good portion of it in order to get the striping to line back up. But I will use this. So there's about 3 colors, I think, in here. So I will use this for something, maybe for an afterthought heel or the cuff of something, but it will be used. But yes, these are the lengths that I will go to get my stripes to match. So second one is in progress. I'm hoping to finish it New Year's Eve before midnight. Can I finish the sock before midnight? Maybe, but life happens, so maybe not. We'll see. So yeah, that's my knitting. Let's talk about the giveaway. As a thank you, which I started to say earlier in this episode, I want to give away a prize because I love it here and I love all of you. And I just want to say thank you and to show my gratitude for all of you. I purchased a copy of this book a few months ago and fell so in love with it. It is, aside from the pictures just being aesthetically beautiful, the layout is beautiful, the patterns themselves are just absolutely stunning. And there's a little bit of history in here also. It is this book, Blue Stockings, and it is by Kate Davies and Nicole Pohl. I think I'm saying that right. But here it is. And I'm giving away a copy of this book and 2 skeins of this gorgeous sock yarn. There it is. Let's turn it this way so you can see. Oh, look at that. Isn't that gorgeous? This yarn is Exmoor sock yarn, and it is a 4-ply. These are 50-gram skeins. It is 60% Exmoor Blueface Superwash, 20% Corriedale Superwash, and 10%, not sure how to pronounce that, ZWARTBLES. I'm also not wearing my glasses, so yeah. And 10% nylon. So there is a little bit of nylon in here. And it just feels, oh my gosh, can you see the sheen on that? Look at that. Just gorgeous. So I am giving away a copy of Blue Stockings and this yarn, and to one of the viewers here, to one of the subscribers. So please be a subscriber on the channel. And all you have to do to be eligible, I will pull a winner from the comments down below. So leave a comment for me, telling me what you are most grateful for from this year. What are you most grateful for, or your most grateful experience from 2021? Please share that with me in the comments down below, and I will pick a winner and announce it here. I'll do just a short little video to announce the winner, and I will also put it on the community board. I know not all of you can see the community board depending on where you're watching this episode or where you watch YouTube, because I don't think you can see the community board on an iPad. I could be wrong. I don't remember. But the point is, the winner will be announced in various places. But yes, leave a comment down below and I will pick a winner. Let's say today is Thursday. If I can get this up by tonight or first thing tomorrow morning. So I will pick a winner on New Year's Day. Let's start the year off with gratitude and with a little sharing and a little love. So I will pick the winner on New Year's Day and post here, Instagram, and on the community board. Okay? Thank you so much to all of you. Just thank you for being here and sticking with me. Thank you. I won't get mushy. Okay. So yeah, that is my giveaway. That's where I've been. That's my making. What are my plans for 2022? If you've been watching for a while, you know that I love an expression or a little quote, man plans and God laughs. I really do believe that. Not necessarily laughs at us, but he's got his own plan and we've got our plans and they don't always go together. So personally, I want my life to be simpler. I have chosen my word for 2022, but I will share that in a couple days because it will be 2022 in a couple of days. I will share that with you, but I want my life to slow down a little bit. My word for 2021 was balance, and I definitely had moments of balance, but I didn't say no nearly as often as I probably should have and wanted to. So, I let myself be swayed and be sort of not manipulated, but talked into things. And I want a little less of that, which leads into my word. I'm hoping that it's a really, really good year. I had high hopes for this year, and there were really, really amazing moments. There were some moments that just plain sucked, but there were some really, really good moments. So we will see where the new year takes us. And I also realize what's important to me. And while I love my channel and I love my space on Instagram, I realize that it is not all of me. It's not everything. It's not the sole thing that drives me. And I want to find a little bit more of a balance there, especially on Instagram. Because Instagram is changing and becoming something new. Not good or bad, it's just becoming something new, something a little bit different, and learning how to navigate all of that and navigate this space, finding a balance, simplifying life, figuring it all out, and taking the time to do that. That's my personal goal. In terms of EarthtonesGirl, it's all of the above. For EarthtonesGirl too, it's really taking the time to find more, carving this out as more of a business. I have a friend who's constantly, Joanna, who's stitching the high notes. Hi, my friend, if you're watching. She's always telling me, well, you know, when you're business and you have your brand, I'm like, no, I don't. And she's like, no, really, you do. I'm like, no, it's a channel. She's like, no, but you have a brand, you have a business. And I'm like, oh, do I? I have a hard time acknowledging that. I don't know why. I really don't. But devoting more time to Earth Tones Girl and things I would like to accomplish, new patterns, collaborations, more frequent shop updates, and sort of just keeping the shop sort of updated as opposed to making these big announcements. I think that will take the pressure off. Just finding a way to make Earth Tones Girl more without taking away from me. Again, that balance. Yeah, that's kind of what I'm hoping for. And again, it all ties into my word and seeing where the new year leads. I think it's going to be a challenging start to the new year for many people. The world seems to be exploding again, as it did in my house. I really wish that all of you find peace and find joy for yourself in whatever that looks like for you, and not being afraid or worried about what anyone's thinking and doing what works for you. And I'm going to do the same for myself. I wish you all a very, very happy new year, a year with some peace, with health, with good health, with joy and with time with people that you love, time with the things that you love to do. I want for you all to find and do more of what makes you happy. That is what I hope for you. That's my wish for you for 2022. Happy New Year, everyone. Thank you for being here. This felt so good. I really wanted to get this episode done. I've missed being here. Thank you. Just thank you from the bottom of my heart. Thank you all so, so much. And I will see you in the new year, 2022. Here we come. Bye, everyone. Thank you all so much. Bye-bye.